All right, we're back to it. 358.6. Let's get started again. I thought as I was in between this that we would at least try to make this a little more interesting. I figure if you're going to listen for 30 days, then we might as well talk about some things while we're doing. My one rule is I'm not going to talk to you much about blackjack and all the rules in the system that I play in because that would defeat the whole purpose of this whole thing. But what I do want you guys to understand that this is the system I have it's pretty easy. Now, there are a lot of advanced techniques that we'll go through and things that I've learned as I've played more and more, but the system is kind of dummy-proof. If I can talk to you about anything while we're playing this and still get where I'm supposed to be, then that'll be an accomplishment. And then at the same token, you're also going to get to understand a little bit more about me, and we'll see if you get comfortable with me or not. So that's the idea. So if you're willing to listen to me go on and on, it reminds me of kind of like when I used to do P90X with Tony Horton, and I did it for over 5 years. So by the time I got through my first or second year, probably the first year even, I could almost recite everything that he was saying by heart. And pretty soon you end up muting it so that you don't even want to hear his voice, but you got the whole system down. So part of the things that I'm doing right now, and part of the things that I would like you to check out as we go through some of this stuff, is I started a group. Wow, look at that one. I started a group called Pocket Change Ideas. In the beginning, I started this thing called Pocket Change LLC with the idea that it was going to be something for my son and I to make a little bit more money. I've got an older son, and I wanted him to understand business and not want to take a corporate job, so to speak. I wanted him to learn that. He's a very bright boy and a really good kid. And what I wanted him to do is I want him to really understand that you don't have to go work a 9 to 5, nor is that desirable as we get older. The older we get, like my age, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, kind of thing is what I tell people. So the idea of Pocket Change was that we were going to start something together, and it was no more than really it was cutting yards and just helping him make some extra summer money. It was so that he'd stay off the computer so much, and that he would learn a little bit more about working in the working environment, kind of thing. So. And what Pocket Change morphed into was, over the last couple of years, I've been able to still do with, I've primarily started with real estate. I mean, real estate is what I've always made my money on over the last 17 years. And I wanted to show him that, but what I remember is that for whatever reason, I talked to my mentor, Ward, and he has a family business of real estate that he helped me with. It was a company called Innovest. I highly recommend them to anyone. And when I went to his office, I noticed that his son was there, but he had 2 other sons, older boys, that weren't running his business. And this is a guy that makes, I don't know what he makes anymore, but back then I think he had 30 properties, so let's call it $30,000 a month. And his boys weren't in his business. He said one of his sons was a fireman and one was something else. And what he had told me was that he had burned his kids out on his business, and they didn't have any desire. And his son Eric was the only one that really wanted to do the business, or I guess it was conducive for him, kind of thing. And so I don't know. I say all that to say that I don't know what my kids are going to want to do in life, but certainly my biggest dilemma is I don't want to limit them because I don't have enough for them to provide for their dreams. And so that's kind of the take with Pocket Change, was just to get him outdoors and to earn some extra money. He wanted to build a computer. Hayden's kind of nerdy like that, really smart kid, and says he wants to go to MIT. And I'm only 2 years away from that, and so that's kind of scary when you think about some of those things. And so I wanted to show him a business. That's all. And so through that, I could see that he didn't mind helping me. He's always, he's that kid that's not going to say anything negative. But I couldn't tell that he was. How can you be passionate about cutting yards? It's just for the money. If you're doing a minimum wage job, there's nothing wrong. And I shouldn't say minimum wage because there are a lot of people that have businesses that they're making money doing this, cutting yards and stuff like that. But I don't see it as, if you want to go to MIT, you're not going to want to cut grass for the rest of your life. So it's just a way for him to spend some time with me, learn what I do, and we were just going to see where that took us. And so he did that for a summer with me. I'm a little bit slower as I talk and try to play. Guys aren't great multitaskers, right? And then you guys are probably getting nervous watching me because we're coming up on higher numbers here. Let me get through this one so I can go back to my train of thought after that, right? We're hoping for woohoo! A bust. That was not a bust. Woo! There we go. Finally, huh? Jiminy. We're 6 minutes into this. I'm going to be quiet for a second and hope to make some money. Are we making money? So Pocket Change Ideas. Pocket Change Ideas was supposed to help us kind of grow together and him to see an alternative, not 9 to 5 JOB kind of thing. And we didn't do much with it. We really didn't. And instead, I changed this Pocket Change LLC into Pocket Change Ideas. Just small ideas about being able to make residual income or make income that's not a standard 9 to 5 job. And what I hope happens over the next few years of doing this is that we are able to come up with something really big. One of Pocket Change Ideas is just what we're doing right now. I've made quite a bit of money playing blackjack. And I think that I've also lost quite a bit of money playing blackjack. And over that time period, I've developed this system where, take it for what it's worth. We're on day 4, right? And I've made more than what my wife makes as a teacher all month long. It's not for the risk intolerant. And so Pocket Change Ideas this is just one idea that we have. The other part is, of course, for me, the real estate that I've been doing for so long. I can do that in my sleep, and it's something that's worth something to people. The idea of being able to have rental properties is a dream for some people. I'm kind of waking up and coming out of that dream a little bit, but I'll never fully leave it. It's something that, like I said, it's provided for us. It's really, really provided for us over the years. Another part of Pocket Change Ideas is a little bit of MLM, and I've always been fascinated by MLM. I've always thought that that was a way out of the rat race, so to speak, a way that if it genuinely works the way it's supposed to, there's no cannibalism, you're working off profits, the business is driven by profits and not by people signing up the wrong way, all those things, if it's done that way, it's a beautiful thing because it's kind of that kumbaya environment where everyone's supposed to be helping everyone out kind of thing. What number did I start with, guys? I just want to be conscious of that as I just babble on and talk. We started at 358.3. Okay. So I am with a very reputable MLM company that I just started. I am actually going on a year of product, call it, I think next month. And I've had phenomenal results with that too. I've lost over 35 pounds. At one point, as short as a year ago, I went out and bought size 36 waist for my golf pants. That's kind of embarrassing because I'm only 5'8". And I am back down to a 30 waist size, and I don't think I've been in waist size 30 since I was probably a freshman in college, which is kind of ridiculous. So the product speaks for itself. The bigger issue with MLM is never the product if you believe in the product, though. It's always whether you can find people that want to build a business. And so pocket change ideas, again, that's another avenue. So what we've got is we've got some blackjack, we've got MLM, we've got real estate, and then in the course of trying to find MLM, I found this group that I'll give a shout out to right now called Job Killing, that they've taught me a lot about the internet online marketing. It's been amazing. The way you're seeing me do this right now is because of them. And so I highly recommend them. Their ideas are phenomenal as far as learning how to do anything on the internet. I've never set up a website, and if you ask me, way even back to college, I just was never that guy that was computer savvy kind of thing. So it's taught me a lot of that. I mean, the whole reason why you're listening to me speak now and do this stuff is because of that. So let's get through this a little bit faster, and I'll just talk to you a little bit more in a minute. Woo, that was a big one. 359.7. 358.3, 359.7. I'd say we could stop here, right? Boy, that was a big hand.